stepping out.
When will things actually get better, Chancellor?
But this a Chancellor still holding the line and sticking to the plan. Jeremy Hunt hoping to turn the country's economic fortunes around in time for the next general election. Today, a Chancellor with a spring in his step. And this was why.
I report today on a British economy which is proving the doubters wrong. Today, the Office for Budget Responsibility forecasts that because of changing international factors and the measures I take, the UK will not now enter a technical recession this year. We are following the plan, and the plan is working.
The economic news he wanted to deliver, but still a way to go.
Today, we deliver the next part of our plan, a budget for growth.
And much briefed in advance, the main thrust of it getting a waning workforce back into jobs.
I don't want any parent with a child under 5 to be prevented from working if they want to. So today I announce that in eligible households where all adults are working at least 16 hours, we will introduce 30 hours of free childcare, not just for 3- and 4-year-olds, but for every single child over the age of 9 months.
That childcare provision staggered, not coming in fully until 2025. Working mums, a portion of the population targeted in a pre-election splurge, as were the over 50s.
After I turned 50, I was relegated to the backbenches and planned for a quiet life, but instead I decided to set an example by embarking on a new career in finance.
How's it going?
It's going well, thank you.
His job on track, but millions of over 50s leaving the world of work. The Chancellor offering a mighty tax break on pension pots to entice some of them back.
No one should be pushed out of the workforce for tax reasons. So today I will increase the pension's annual tax-free allowance by 50%, from 40,000 to 60,000. Some have also asked me to increase the lifetime allowance from its £1 million limit. But I've decided not to do that. Instead, I will go further and abolish the lifetime allowance altogether.
Scrapping the limit on the lifetime pension allowance, helping the very rich. And as the corporation tax rate hike kicks in, a kicker for business with a series of investment incentives worth billions.
We will introduce a new policy of full capital expensing. That means that every single pound a company invests in IT equipment, plant or machinery can be deducted in full and immediately from taxable profits.
And more familiar support remaining too. The cap on energy bills in place for another 3 months and fuel duty frozen for another year. A nod from the PM, this government hopeful it's enough.
The declinists are wrong and the optimists are right. We stick to the plan because the plan is working, and I commend this statement to the House.
A crowd-pleasing Chancellor, a budget backed by the front bench. But with living standards set to fall further, the opposition bench is scathing.
A hopelessly divided party caught between a rock of decline and a hard place of their own economic recklessness, dressing up stagnation as stability as their expiry date looms ever closer.
The looming election on the minds of many, and from former cabinet ministers of recent months, concern.
We have a rise now in corporation tax, but we then sort of salami slice it a bit with some capital allowances to pretend it's not much of a rise. This is not a good approach to tax policy. The best approach to tax policy is low tax rates with few exclusions.
Many Tory MPs want tax cuts right now, but this budget was about laying the groundwork for tax cuts to come just in time for the next general election. The watchwords for this budget were growing the economy, and all of the big measures were targeted to do just that. This is a Chancellor who wants to prove his doubters wrong. But he and the Prime Minister know all too well that turning disillusioned voters into believers once again is going to be a very hard task. Families still grappling with the largest fall in living standards in modern times might take little comfort from this budget. The road ahead, still bleak. Beth Rigby, Sky News, Westminster.